So a few weeks ago, I got an email and I almost dropped. The answer was, "You are changing lives."
Wow.
And I was just amazed by that email, and it made me smile. It's why I do what I do. But it was about someone who was looking for another possible opportunity. They were doing something else with her job. And she said, if I didn't have the mentor program, I may not be with Henry Schein. And she literally said, Larry, this program is changing lives. Henry Schein has been around for 91 years. We're a medical and dental solutions provider. So that means basically any doctor or dentist, we can help them from starting their practice to selling their practice when they're ready to retire. Mentoring has been a big part of the culture at Henry Schein. Even before I got there, I joined about 6 years ago. We've had informal mentoring and a small mentoring program, but over the last 5 years, we've slowly started to grow that program. And with the help of MentorcliQ, we've really expanded the program quite a bit.
One other thing to add is that we're just one part of the puzzle here. We couldn't do it without all of our mentees and mentors and really the culture at Henry Schein, because as Larry said, we always had the informal piece, and MentorcliQ just really took us that extra level. So we really are thankful for you all.
We had a very small high potential program, and that grew from 10 to 80 matches organically. But 2 years ago, we were asked to create an open program for all of our Team Schein members, our TSMs. And we reached out to MentorcliQ, and we really allowed anybody who wants a mentor, anyone who wants to participate as a mentor, to ask, and we will get them matched with someone who they really want to match with. We had 80 matches,
Yes.
and 80 matches took us about 80 hours to match 80 matches, which is a
Wow.
lot of
Lot of
people
time.
hours for that, a lot of time. And really now with MentorcliQ, it allows us to have an open enrollment program, and we have the program open 365 days a year. We get emails all the time of when can I register?
Yeah.
And the answer is you can register right now. We used to match once a year. Now this past year we matched 4 times, which is great. We plan on matching multiple cohorts this next year. So it's enabled us to really just continue the program in a much better way, a much more inclusive way than we were before. The first time I ever matched a cohort before we used MentorcliQ, I was told, well, we just match people by knowing who they are. And the reality was I was new to the organization and I didn't know who anybody was. And we had a tool that we used and it was okay, but the Smart Match tool really helps us to understand what people want and get more information than just what business are they in or who are they, but it really gets into, well, what does the mentee want and what does the mentor have? And by using that, we literally are able to push a button and we match a cohort of 250 to 300 in the first time we did it, and we were learning, it took an hour. So it goes down from there. It's like 15, 20 minutes to match a cohort.
And the quality is still there. So
Right.
it's, you don't want to ever risk not having those quality matches, but with the Smart Match, it's just made it easier. We also utilize the Suggest a Match feature. So we do have mentees who can suggest mentors. We've utilized both, and we still review. So we don't just like finalize the group. We still look at everything. Just hopefully we'll catch if there's maybe 1 or 2 we have to change. But it just makes everything easier, and we can look at the match score and really feel confident that we're matching the right people.
We get comments all the time. People are like, is the system looking at other things besides what we tell it? And they tell us how kids go to school together, they live in the same town, they grew up in the same places. And I said, I promise, the software is only knows what we tell it. But the success in the matches, that's the most important part of the program, is that we're able to match and make it a successful match. And we hear that all the time, is how successful those matches are, and it goes deeper than what we're feeding the system. However that's working organically, it's working. And then the mentees and the mentors really sharing that they're both getting something out of it. It's not just about the mentees. It really is the mentors learning from the mentees as well. And our success rate matches is really high.
Yeah.
I won't say it's 100%, but no dating site is, right? So it really is 98, 99. It's up there. We have very few unsuccessful matches. And when we do, we're able to talk to the employee and say, hey, what worked, what didn't work, and then we can go ahead and rematch. It's nice and easy. The program just keeps on growing and growing and growing. So the success has been amazing. Our executive management team, they're almost all involved at this point. And the cool thing is, we didn't have to ask them. They actually asked us, hey, we want to mentor someone. How do we get involved? So we've seen great success enabling lots of TSMs, lots of Team Schein members to just come together and learn from each other. Our CEO reached out to us 2 months into the program and said, hey, I want to mentor 2 people.
Wow.
And that was just, we didn't have to ask. He reached out and said, I would like to mentor 2 people. That caused other executive team members to come out and say, hey, I'd like to mentor people too. So just him having that backing of saying mentoring is important and I want to do it, that contributed to our success too. We coded anyone that was part of a mentor or mentee program in the past with a special code when we did our surveys, our global pulse surveys. And we found that 49 out of 50 questions, mentors and mentees actually rated higher than non-mentors or mentees. The only question they rated lower with was stress, but they do more, so I get it. Retention was higher. Promotion rate, although it's not about promotion, was higher. So that was an easier way to sell the program, was to say, hey, look at all the benefits that we're getting as an organization, and then the spend was easier after that.
One thing I would definitely advise is making sure you get everyone in the company involved. So think about your key stakeholders, think about other people who have maybe not done mentoring before, but have participated informally as a mentee or mentor, and get their opinion.
So Michelle taught me something. Michelle said, take it slow, Larry. And I was ready to go. I was ready to roll this thing out to everywhere, and we did need to slow down a little bit. One thing that's really important for us is our HR business partner mentorship and partnership. So we reach out to our HR business partners and we ask them to help us. So we have a HR business partner in the United Kingdom as we roll out. That's going to help us partner and match when we do our matching to make sure everything's set. We're doing the same thing as we begin to think about launching in South America. We started talking about, hey, we need help from a language perspective. So always partnering with someone in the business, in our HR team, that's really helpful.
And I think just to add to that piece, making sure you understand what their priorities are too, because we want to roll this out. We want to continue growing the program, but we need, like to Larry's point, we need that support. So we don't always know what's going on in the other countries and the nuances that they're dealing with and working through. So just staying in touch, like that constant communication with our business partners is so key. So taking it slow, understanding it takes a little time, always having a legal person with you to help understand the laws outside of the US and inside the US too. Those few tips go a long way.
It's funny, when we launched in the UK, I said, hey, we have videos, you can use our videos. And they said, no, we need to create our own videos. So I think you're right about just knowing what people want, making sure that sponsors are there for that particular region. That's really important.